So I was just looking at John chapter 12. For what I'm about to say, you need a little backstory. Just to let you all know, Lazarus was the brother of Mary Magdalene and Martha. And Jesus, through his miraculous power, raised him from the dead. And the Pharisees were the religious leaders at that time. The people were all Hebrew around that area. And so they practiced strict Judaism, of which Jesus was a part of. He went to the temple, he worshiped, he preached. But Jesus preached a little differently than the Pharisees, because the Pharisees' main goal was to get people subdued, basically have people subject to what they were saying, to the rules that they thought were the rules of God. And they formed this kind of religious construct. They oppressed the minds of the masses without really being held accountable themselves. Jesus preached freedom. Not like freedom to sin and do whatever you want. Freedom as in you don't have to go through all these hoops to have a relationship with the God of the universe. Because this kind of rubbed against what the Pharisees were teaching. They were trying to get Jesus every chance they got. But in John chapter 12, Jesus was with Lazarus and a large crowd of the Jews. John 12:10 says, "So the chief priests made plans to put Lazarus to death as well, because on account of him, many of the Jews were going away and believing in Jesus." And as I was reading that, I was just thinking, how insane is that? These people are so religious that they want to unalive a man who had been raised from the dead to get people to stop following Jesus. So don't fall into the mindset that you have to be a certain type of righteous in order to maintain or to gain a relationship with God. Don't feel like you do whatever you want, but also don't feel like you can't do anything or you have to do things XYZ kind of way. Stop focusing so much on yourself and what you think is right, and get into your word and focus on the Lord and see what God is showing you is right. Because religion, if you're not careful, will have you so focused on what you think that you'll completely ignore what God is actually saying and doing, like raising someone from the dead. Food for thought. Love you. Peace.